Hi, I'm Chris. Join us as we take a trip on the Texas Time Machine. On December 8, 1880, the Texas Land Company filed a deed of dedication for the streets of what would one day be downtown Round Rock. The street layout called for 5 avenues running east and west, and 11 streets running north and south in what is now present-day downtown. Most avenues received place names like Austin, Liberty Hill, Georgetown, and Baghdad, Anderson being the sole exception, while streets got names like Black, Stone, Lewis, Burnett, Shepherd, Mays, McDonald, Brown, Harris, and San Saba. Besides San Saba, streets were named after early Round Rock settler families. Although it is not known for certain for whom the downtown streets were named, many of the streets were names of prominent pioneers. Black Street. Dr. J.C. Black was one of the first area physicians who was murdered in Old Town Round Rock by unknown assailants. Another settler, J.M. Black, operated a local lumber yard, rock quarry, and dry goods store with Livingston Mays. Stone Street. 4 members of the Stone family resided in early Round Rock. Daniel Stone was a teamster in the 1870 census. Husband and Finus A. Stone and Ellen A. Stone lived in the community as well. Mrs. Stone brought down her wrath on her husband when in 1876 he used $150 of her money to purchase land near the water tower. She substantiated a claim to own the land and received the deed in 1878. Lewis Street. Named for either early Old Town Round Rock residents Sam and Clarissa Lewis, or one of the other 4 local Lewis families buried in Round Rock Cemetery. Another possible name origin is J.F. Lewis, who owned a nearby lot. Burnett Street. Early resident of the Flats in Newtown, Round Rock, J.L. Burnett, hauled water sourced from the springs on Brushy Creek to sell to the inhabitants of Newtown. Eventually, the Burnetts moved to San Francisco prior to 1906 and survived the Great Earthquake. Another possibility is the street being named after the town or nearby county. Shepherd Street. H.B. and Tennessee Shepherd lived first near the Travis County line before moving to the foot of College Hill, where they lived in a rock house later donated to the Cumberland Presbyterian Church. A well-known shopkeeper, H.B. Shepherd, owned a general store at the corner of Mays and Georgetown Street, as Main Street was then known. Mays Street. Named after well-known businessman Livingston Mays, who had business ventures in lumberyards, a store, a quarry, and land speculation and oil drilling in other parts of the state. McDonald Street. Dr. Alex McDonald first lived in Old Town Round Rock and was the physician who examined the wounded outlaw Sam Bass as Bass was transported to Newtown Round Rock. Later, he moved to Newtown and established an office, drugstore, and a confectionery in the building next to the old broom factory. His son, Robert L. McDonald, was Round Rock mayor in 1922. McDonald Street was renamed Blair Street. Prior to 1857, Andrew Blair and his wife, Jane Dickey Blair, moved to Round Rock along with their children and grandchildren. The Blair family stayed in Round Rock long enough to bury 11 of the family in the family plot in Round Rock Cemetery. Brown Street. An early settler, T.M. Brown, died in 1875 at 63 years of age. 4 other Browns born in the 1800s are buried in the Round Rock Cemetery. Harris Street. The Harris family operated the Stagecoach Inn, then located on the south side of Brushy Creek, and another family member ran an early store in Old Town Round Rock. Lampasas and San Saba Streets. These were most likely named for the nearby areas in central Texas. Although the truths about the sources of the streets of downtown Round Rock may never be known for certain, it is likely that early settler families supplied the names for the streets we travel down today. If you are interested in reading more about local Round Rock history, we recommend reading Round Rock by Karen Thompson and Jane DiGesualdo and Images of America, Round Rock by Bob Brinkman.